Hey, what's going on? It's Tomomahony, and you're all very welcome to episode 32 of Buckshot for the 2nd of November, Wednesday, the 2nd of November, 2017. By Jesus. I'm recording this the night before, so last night, purely because I fucked up. I had no theme tune, no nothing this week. We're raw this week. It's my fault, really. I fucked up in... kind of lining up guests. I have a bunch of guests lined up, but trying to align the stars, especially when you're not something like a radio station or whatever, trying to align the stars of what in the name of fuck you want people to do and get lined up. And people are doing, they record podcasts for free, so you can't really go, what the fuck? So I am recording next week's on Friday, and I think I have another one. See, this is it, like buses. I'll have 3 or 4 of them lined up for next fucking Wednesday. But yeah, I said I'd shoot this one out anyway. I have plenty to be fucking talking about. And this week I actually asked for some guest questions, some followers' questions, I should say. But you're all very welcome. This is your first time. Subscribe, hit subscribe, whatever you're listening on. I know it's gone out to a few more now since last week, sitting down with the great Gordon Rochford of the Conspiracy Guys. Basically, fuck me, blew my mind with the ton of shit to be getting on with in the way of website stuff. But it's not just website stuff. I'm gonna do I'm gonna start doing more vlogging. I've been doing the old chatty snaps in the Instagram. I can barely say fucking Instagram. I've been doing it. And I just, like, who's it, like, it's not bad and it's getting good old traction because it's nice and it's fast and all the rest of it, but because I do so much driving and shit, I didn't really realise, and then he showed me a ton of fucking examples of people that are doing vlogs of almost to the point of fucking taking a dump. It's like, what? He was like, the stuff you do with guns and stuff like that and fucking building shit and stuff, just stupid shit that I do. He says people that want to see maybe 10 minutes of that a week. So I was like, right. I might actually put it out to podcast listeners. I mean, if you're obviously into podcasts, you may be into like video casts of things. And just, if I can learn how to fucking, because you can't be relying on somebody the whole time to go, hey, can you put all my shit together? Because editing videos, I'm not in any way tech savvy. Some people are probably listening to this going, you fucking idiot. But I'm really not. The handful of videos I've made of where I'm taking the piss cooking and stuff like that, yeah, that is rudimentary to say the fucking least. But yeah, like that would be in the new year when I have time, because as I'll explain to you today on today's episode, it's about to get fucking bananas for the next fucking 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. It's gonna be fucking bananas. But I can't. How can you complain? January though, realistically, but the website should be up and running and all the shit together on it and correlated with all the other things that I'm tied in with, from gigs to actual blogs and shit I've written and fucking all that other stuff, you know what I mean? But anyway, if this is your first time listening to this fucker's voice, you can find me on anything else from Instagram and Facebook have tied in now. They're both Tomomahonycomedy on both Facebook and Instagram. But of course, Chatty Snaps, for some reason, it took up an old email and just put it, I don't know how to fucking end it. It's Tom Bear O'Mahony. Anyway, there was a massive influx actually last week, because I did a gig, last week's gig in O'Keefe's. Oh yeah. Also, if you want to make direct contact and ask me some long form serious questions, feel free to send me an email to either tomomahonycomedy@gmail.com or buckshotpodcast@gmail.com, or catch me on the Twitter, Tom_Mahony, or Buckshot Pod on the Twitter. So that's all that shit wrapped up. But yeah, Johnny B, a previous guest with Johnny Smacks, the two Johnnies, Johnny B came into the gig that I did in O'Keefe's in Clonmel last Thursday, and it's fun, like, to say that, like, I'm new to Snapchat shit, but to say that there's a dedicated following. He took like a 5-second video of me on stage, just, I don't know, landing some punchline, and I swear to God, there must be like 600 new people followed me, or added me, or whatever it is. Holy fuck. It just jumped from like a couple of hundred people viewing my videos to like fucking 7 or 8. It's fucking bananas. And people are, they think about Snapchat, I didn't realise people are actually, they dig it. Fucking hell, like I put up a video today, quickly, I was coming off Junction 14, which I frequent a lot in the way of petrol stations because I'm up and down every fucking motorway going. But I was coming out of Junction 14 and there was two goats at the side of the road. Slowed down, took a quick little video of the goats. People fucking loved the goats. I don't even know what I said. I said something stupid about seeing goats. Just took a short, 5-second video. People fucking loved it. Any other platform, if I put that up, people go, yeah, there's some goats. That'll be it, to themselves. But no interest. Snapchat people are fucking digging it. They're digging it. If this is your first time, you won't be sick of it. But almost done with my stand-up show, Buckshot, the Peachtree East one. I'm actually getting a lot of messages from people on Snapchat, of all things, actual videos of people at comedy clubs in Dublin going, coming to your Peachtree East gig, which is in Tala on the 17th of November. That'll be my own show. I don't know who I'm going to get to open yet. I haven't even fucking sat down to think who I'm going to get asked to open. But I'll get somebody to open for me. And then, of course, there's the final gig of the season, which will be November 25th in London at Leicester Square Theatre. I think doors open at 6:30 or 7 o'clock. It's quite an early show, you know what I mean? It's kicking off. And Niamh Marin, the brilliant Niamh Marin, who's moved to London, is going to open for me. She's a good old buddy. She's a great comic too. She's going to open for me on November 25th. Again, I'll put the ticket link in the explanation, or I suppose the description of this episode. But if anybody wants to find it, very easily go over to the Facebook page. You'll find it on that. Soon enough, it'll be up on the website page. Between that, I suppose the fun stuff just before that, actually, before November 15th and 16th, I'm going to be in the Edinburgh Stand with Tom Stade, and then 16th I'll be in the Laughter House, Liverpool, with Tom Stade as well, of Mock the Week fame. Very cool cat. Yeah, the gig in O'Keefe's was it was good fun. They were fresh to comedy, these folk, you know what I mean? They were quite shy and all the rest, but we got them around in the end. I was hosting the show. There was a couple of lads on, Richie Bree, Padraig Williams, Paul Marsh was on, Alan Hurley jumped on, and Aidan Bishop closed the show. And what blew my mind was there was a woman I was just chatting to the audience. It was who's got work tomorrow and stuff, because everybody was on the beer. It was great to see it. And as one woman was woo, over at the side, but she was still drinking. And Johnny B happened to be sitting beside her. I was what do I recognise you? And Johnny was I don't know how he said some intuition that I knew her. He was Tom, you have to know this woman. I said, what do you do? She's I'm a librarian. I'm really? And that, it hit me. Have you ever seen a situation or eaten a sweet or taken a drink or seen a person that has just something out of a fucking movie skyrocketed me back 30 years? It was unbelievable. It was it was the first time in a long time where you'll hear a song and go, fuck yeah. Remember I was in Abracadabra in 84 when I heard that song. But it turns out this woman is still the librarian in the local town in Tipperary. Still, 30 odd years later. And she doesn't really look much different. Fair play to her. Big shout out to Anne there, the librarian in Care. But fair folks, she had a quality. I was fuck, you're the librarian. And bang, she was ready. Now, I'm sure it's a classic line she uses down through the years, but she has a time to a T. Boom, she hit me across the room with, yeah, and you still have 3 fucking books out. It was that's glorious. Glorious. Not even heckling. That's proper contribution. That now was a quintessential lesson to the rest of the audience. That's how you heckle. You fucking add a nice little volley on a joke there. It was absolutely brilliant. Fair fucking play to her. Big shout out to Anne. What else? Oh yeah, I was supposed to be. I was doing corporate gigs on Friday and Saturday. They were grand. They were a bit boring, but they were grand. But on Sunday, then I was supposed to be actually closing the show at the Unhinged Comedy Club at the Halfpenny Bridge Inn. But the new alternator I put in the fucking Jeep shit the bed. So that was going nowhere. We were down to one car. It just couldn't work out, so I had to pull, which I fucking hate doing. I had to pull out of that gig. But fair play to Connor, I've jumped on a few, when he was in need and stuff like that, so it was sound. But more importantly, on Saturday, the folks came up Saturday night. We went for a cracking dinner. But they came up because the old man, I don't know if I mentioned it, 65 years of age, ran the Dublin City Marathon on Sunday. Fucking ran it. Jesus, I'd barely drive 26.5 miles. Holy shameful shit. Shameful. On me, that is. Oh man, he was a bit nervous on how to get going because he hasn't ran one since like 1990. But I got his training in. Just still a fucking machine. Like, just, yeah, no worries. I think it's a mindset thing. Like, but he's saddled up with the guards because my brother-in-law's sister is a guard who's big into the running. And she was like, come on in to Harcourt Street, we'll get you a Garda bib, you can fill in with us and get going at your own pace. So it was a nice way to get the fucking day going. But like, you see this cool, like, in fairness, every one of the guards, it was like nervous energy in there. Like, it was 7 a.m. Harcourt Street in Dublin, which I've been on at 7 a.m. but outside the Garda station, but in a different fucking state. It's quite a party street, that street. If anybody knows, it's where Copperface, Jack's, D2, a couple other fucking nightclubs are. But yeah, the old man set off on that. I had a big fucking fright. Afterwards, tipped away home. But it's unreal with the bib. You can actually track people through an app, so you could tell what speed he was doing. So we knew we could grab a fucking lunch and all the rest of it. But he actually fucking. Do you know what blew my mind though? Because we were waiting like as he was, but there was like big people. You know what I mean? Big like people. You go, that's not a person who's going to run a marathon. Fuck me. They came powering over the line. You're like, good on ya. Holy shit! Like people who are carrying a bit of weight, but clearly they obviously had the old lungs for it. Like, Jesus, I don't. I honestly, I never will run a marathon. I never will. My fucking stubby little frame, I'm really quick over like 80 yards. And that's 80 yards now, not meters. That's about 70 meters. I'm really quick over that distance. So the rest of the family, when we got talking about it, my mother's like, my parents have been all on a fitness buzz for years anyway, so they do things like fucking mountain hiking. One of my sisters, ridiculous fucking freak when it comes to like, she does triathlons and stuff. The other sister, she's gone mad into all this mud running and stuff herself, and the husband and her child now are big into it. And then I find out my brother, who I hadn't seen in a while, he's like out running and training every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was the one out of all of us that actually played sports in school, and I'm a big fat fuck now. So I was biting down into a big old French fucking toast sandwich at lunchtime on Sunday. My sister, Siobhan, you're going to have to do something with yourself. You can't be leaving the fucking side. She actually said it. She goes, you can't be leaving the fucking side down. What are you doing? What are you doing, you prick? So I went and I did it. I said, all right, what do we got coming up? She goes, well, there's the Kenmare Triathlon if you want to do it. In March, can you get your shit together for March? I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. So it's a 40k cycle. I think like a 10k. No. A 40k cycle. Is it like a 2k or 3k kayak or something? And the rest is running. So it's not even like a full. I could be wrong. I don't think it's a full 10k to run. I think it's like 8k to run, or something like that, and like 4 or 5, I don't know, but it's, for the most part, it's cycling, a little bit of kayaking, and like 7 or 8k to run. I'm going to fucking do it in March. Mark my words, I'm going to put up pictures of my progress too, because I'm out of shape. I'm desperately out of fucking shape, so I need to get my shit in gear. But coming up though, I'm alright. I'm going to get a good springboard, because I don't know if I told you this, but last year's panto, which I did in Limerick, I lost almost 1.5 stone. To any of our American listeners, that's about 14, close to 18, 19 pounds I lost over Christmas. To any European listeners, fuck, I don't know what it is in kilos. I don't know. 25 kilos, 8, maybe 10 kilos, I don't know. It's about 10. I lost fucking weight anyway, you know what I mean? And I got my cardio kind of in shape as well from all the dancing and all the rest of it. And we got that coming up this December, baby. I'm going to fucking get... I have no choice. See, this is the thing. It doesn't matter what you're fucking eating when you're working your whole life like that. 2 shows a day and training like for 8 hours a day. Like dance training and fucking acting. And my character, I think, is running around and all over the fucking shop again this year. So I think I should be in good stead if I can fucking keep that momentum going then from January through, like, not absolutely a horse into the beer and the fucking boot or the grub in January. I think I should be okay. I think I should be okay. Like, I'm off the fags a good few years, so that's a good start. I haven't been boozing hard. In fact, I've been sober this entire month. So I think I might... You know what? I mean, all the signs are there that I should be able to get my hole in gear. Has anybody any tips on how to pull yourself out of the doldrums of having just a fat brain? It's the dose. I cannot abide the idea of fucking running. I fucking hate the idea of running. So that's the only thing that's kind of holding me back a small bit. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. But I was down there yesterday, as this podcast will be out, Tuesday. Sorry, did I say the 2nd of November at the top of this? What a dipshit. The 1st of November. So yeah, I was there 31st. I was down in Limerick for the actual launch, the official launch. Got to properly hang out with the rest of the cast. We wore all our costumes, and my costume is actually pretty cool. I have to say, I'm fucking liking it. It's a kind of a flash Mr. Darcy. I'll put up the proper pictures on Instagram and whatchamacallit, but I put up a couple today. It was with me, with some of the guests, or some of the cast. I don't know why everybody I think is a fucking guest. How big-headed am I? I put up, got to properly hang out. I hadn't met Samantha Mumba before because it was a stand-in for the previous pictures, but really, really cool cat now. Samantha is really cool. She agreed to do the podcast over the Christmas as well, so there'll be some interesting panto podcasting over the Christmas. Richie Hayes, all-round fucking legend. Dale was there, my old mate Dale. He was Dale Cronin of what was his band's Hometown. We did a gig. I was telling you about the lip sync battle a couple of weeks ago, so we're regaling everybody with that. But just got hung up with the rest of the cast, like Miles Breen, Leanne Moore, Haley Joe. Like you'll see all the pictures anyway. I'll be banging them up. Anybody who's listens to this is most likely following me on one of the whatchamacallits anyway. It's just, hey look, I'm not telling you it's interesting, but if you find it interesting, feel free to ask me for any of the pictures. Just feel free to ask me for any of this shit. I'm new to all this shit. I don't know what the fuck people are interested in seeing. So the more stuff you tell me, the more I can kind of tailor it towards that. If you don't want to see any of that shit, don't say anything. You know what I mean? Or just tell somebody about it that you think might be into it. You know what I mean? But it was actually a fun day. It wasn't half the dose that last year was. Last year was weird. We were standing around a lot. We're out in kind of a museum next to St. John's Castle. There was a lot of people around who knew kind of other people. And I felt a bit out of place. If I'm not lying, I felt a little out of place last year because like everybody seemed to know everybody else. So at least this year I kind of knew 90% of the cast. People seem to actually know who I was because last year was like, oh, you're in demo, whatever, cool, and just walk over to somebody behind me, like. So this year they knew me as a direct result of seeing me last year, so it kind of took the weirdness. Plus the sandwich situation was through the roof in comparison to last year. Excuse me there as I drink into the fucking microphone. Sandwich situation was fucking cat last year, lads. It was fucking dire. To the point I actually brought, Natasha made me decent sandwiches to bring down in case the situation had gone critical. But I didn't realise that this year they had the official media launch in-house, which is kind of a nightclub bar, which is funky as fuck, and doesn't smell like a fucking badger's arsehole during the day. You know, have you anybody been in a nightclub during the day? It's one of the most, it just smells of fucking grief. That's what it smells like. Assholes and grief. That's what it smells like. This isn't, it's clearly a relatively new building. And it opens as a bar, and the grub and tea and coffee situation was top notch. I have to say, the sausage or the sandwiches, it's like Parma ham with fucking little bit of Edam and brioche bread, like stuff. Now you'd be going fucking pay a few quid for this if I got it. I was much appreciative of it. I don't know if other people were, but I definitely got enough sandwiches into myself to make it worth my while going down there. But yeah, it was cool. It was just a bunch of photographs with the kids and the mayor. David Wallace was there, the ex-rugby player. Who else? It passed nice and quick. No dicking about. We were all done an hour early. It was lovely. Got our official fucking photographs for the newspaper and the radio stations and all the rest of it. Out the fucking gap. Lovely stuff. Nobody was interested in hearing what Tom had to say. It was lovely. Back into the vans and fucking back to the whatchamacallit. Back to the university. Togged off into the car. Back up the fucking road. Did stop, of course, at the Obama Plaza for the old coffee. Can't pass the place, really. You just can't pass it. Not in both directions you can't pass it anyway. If anybody's wondering who has no idea what I just said, the Barack Obama Plaza is a services / petrol station on the M7, which is the Limerick to Dublin road. He visited near there when he visited Ireland once. Moneygall, the local town, which somebody had convinced him a relative of his came from there years ago. What a fucking stretch. And by Jesus did he... and fair play to him, himself, Michelle. They flew over, the whole fucking shebang. And he went down there, he pulled pints of Guinness, did all the stupid shit that you do. And they've basically been dining out in it ever since. To the point where they built a fucking petrol station in his honour. And like there's actually cardboard cutouts and everything, get your picture taken with it. It's ridiculous, tongue in cheek, but everybody goes, alright, it's still a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. I mean, yeah, you're just seeing people. It's like it has to be the most Instagrammed petrol station. I would say, I don't know. I would say between Britain and Ireland, like unless there's one in Britain that's named after another president of America at some stage, but it beggars belief. But I guarantee anybody listening to this, if you haven't been on the M7, the next time you are, you're going to have a look, aren't you? Of course you are. But I am glad, like today, this morning, November 1st, I don't know if anybody knows this that listens to my podcast, but November 1st is very, very important day in a certain season in the countryside. It's the season of the pheasant. Again, I apologise for taking a sip of water, but for some reason, I'm just after watching we binge watch Stranger Things, but anyway. The pheasant season. Now, don't worry, I'm not out for trophy hunting once again. This is to fill the freezer with pheasants. And if you haven't had pheasant, it's right up there with duck. It's like a cross between duck and chicken. It's not as fatty as duck, and it's far tastier than chicken. So really, it's an all-round fucking winner. Tomorrow morning may or may not get any, but I think it'll be nice going out with the chap that does our garden here. Fucking legendary Ollie. Popped in the other day because we've that fallen tree I told you about during the storm. Popped in the other day cutting timber. He says, hey Tom. I says, alright Al. He says, Tom, do you fancy coming out Wednesday morning for an old shot? I says, you are fucking, this is music to my fucking ears. Turns out I'm free tomorrow morning. Early though. We're heading out at 7. Because we're only staying out for an hour. As he said it himself in his own words. Because it'll only be full of fucking guns by the time proper light comes up, he says, so we'll just get our shooting done by 8:30, because I got the NCT, the smaller car. My lady, my wife's car needs an NCT tomorrow, so I don't know. It's looking alright, but if I was to fucking put the mortgage on it, I'd say the back shocks, I'd say, are going to need changing. But you know what? It's worth having thrown it in there for an old look. You never fucking know, lads. You'd never know. So yeah, that's what this morning. So I'll be filling you in all if I shot absolutely fucking nothing at all, or just it turned into a nice country walk. Really, I'll be filling you that in next week. So currently, as this is out, I will have gone, and then obviously the NCT. I'll be most likely telling you about that and how they're all wrong. The shower of fuckers. Also, shout out to the very nice Polish gentleman that gave me a free bulb yesterday evening. I was fitting fucking, you're checking the lights and shit. And of course, there's a bulb. There's a fucking bulb blown. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. It's one of those tiny little ones that just kind of clip in handy. Legged it onto the petrol station. They didn't have it, but the garage across the way is like, go ask him. He's about to close up. Went over, the guy's like smoking 3 cigarettes. It's just a cloud of smoke around the fucker. He's still on the phone. I just kind of held it up to him. I wanted to give him €1 or something for it. The guy came over with a bag of bulbs. He's like, he just flat out chatting away, still smoking like fucking 3 or 4 fags. It looked like that anyway, the cloud of smoke. And he just handed me out a bulb. It's like, he just said something. Basically went, go to fuck, in Polish. Nicest chap ever. And I tell you one thing, if that car does need work, that's where I'll be going. Cute whore. Reeled me in with that fucking free bulb, but it worked. Of course, do you think anything runs to plan? The car was fucking tickety-boo yesterday. I put in that new fucking bulb. Today when I go to start it to give it a little run, the fucking battery's dead. Something's running the fucking battery down. So I dug it in. I have it on charge tonight. Last night. As, fuck me, my timeline's out. I can't do this fake timeline. I'm not lying to you. It is tonight. It is the 31st. Actually, yeah, Halloween. We only had a couple of kids in because it's a relatively small area around here. But they got plenty of good fucking sweets. But you give out sweets? Everybody does it nowadays. No miserable fucks really around the place. Plus, you can get sweets. They're at an all-time cheapness. Even the branded ones. They're at an all-time fucking cheapness, like, aren't they? Fucking hell. Of course, herself went to the nth degree with decorating the front of the house. It's she got the floating candle thing going on too. It looked the shit. But it was far more effort than I would go to be honest with you. But I'm happy to go along with it. The kids seemed fucking enthralled by it. They seemed happy. So I think it was a win-win. The dog lost her fucking mind, of course, because young kids were petting her left, right and centre. She didn't know what to fucking do with herself. Says, it was a good day all round. Of course, I spent the morning wandering around in Mr. Darcy fucking costume. So people thought, Jesus Christ, they're getting started early. People genuinely thought it was a Halloween thing. So it was a perfect day to do it, it's truth be told. Trying to think what else. Yeah, rather than boring the living bejesus out of you with fucking stuff. Well, that's the car situation. And then tonight I shoot up to, if anybody's around, yeah, I'm going to be in Belfast tonight, headlining Lavery's Comedy, one of my favourite comedy clubs, one of my favourite friends, Colin Geddes, who announced he got engaged to his beloved Maureen, who also runs the door in Lavery's Comedy Club. So I can't wait to see the two of them. And of course I'm on with the legendary, who's hosting it, Mickey Bartlett. Cannot fucking wait to see Mickey. That's a sweet lineup in anybody's fucking books. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but you gotta bring your A game when you're fucking, like, that's no fucking about there. Like, you got Mickey Bartlett hosting. Anybody who knows anything about the Irish comedy scene, you got Mickey Bartlett hosting and Colin fucking Geddes going on first, and I'm closing. Yeah, bring your fucking gun, son. Bring your fucking gun, because that is that's a strong one. I don't give a shit what anybody says. So yeah, Stranger Things. What did you fucking make of it? I didn't know what I made of the last one. I was like, am I too fucking old for this, or am I not old enough to get the 80s vibe juices going? I don't know, like, I was kind of left somewhere in the middle with it. I was like, alright, it wasn't bad, and even the news fucking series started up, and I was like one episode in now, and is this really good or really shit? Do you know that kind of way? I couldn't tell which it was, and the next thing rolled into the second one. I was like, the fucking handbrake was off. We were down the hill and we were away to the races. Fuck me, we ploughed through the fucking... I'm not going to give you any spoilers, obviously, at all, but I tell you one thing, you won't be disappointed. It is fun the whole way through. It was just... And that kid Dusty that has his teeth now that didn't have teeth. Brilliant. Just I don't know where they found these. All of these fucking actors are dynamite. Like, and no overacting shit, like, out of them. You know, like, kids sometimes tend to ham it up a bit. Fuck me. Yeah, very, very good. Very good. Sam Gamgee, Gamgee from Sean Astin from The Lord of the Rings showed up, and he has been well fed, I can tell you. Paul Reiser, also from, was it Mad About You? What was that? He was in some New York based fucking, with Helen Hunt. Wasn't it Helen Hunt? Did like a sitcom. And he has been at the trough, I can tell you. He's about fucking 7 stone fucking heavier. Again, these are no spoilers, don't worry. There are no spoilers in what I'm saying right now. You will, if you know anything about Stranger Things, you'll have already started to watch it anyway, but Jesus. But you know what? There were both two, I'd say they were kicking down the door to get into it, but these two class actors, they still, I'd say any actor would fucking love to be in it. It's that good now. I gotta give them their fucking kudos. Which, do you know what it does? It shows up a fucking mirror to fucking Walking Dead. Well, fuck off, Walking Dead. That's what you can fucking do for yourself. Fuck right off. Is anybody watching that? Talk about fucking dragging that shit over the... Talk about making a fuck... Them bastards are on the hour, if ever I saw. There's no way they're doing that job by price. They are on the fucking hour and leaning on the fucking shovel while writing that shit. Oh my good fuck. It's gone to a point now where you're like, would you ever fuck off with yourself? Anybody watched last week's... It's killing me. It's killing me. It's like fucking not finishing a fucking dinner, even though you know it's gone cold towards the fucking end of it. But you're like, sure, Jesus, I don't know when I'm going to get another bit of fucking zombie dinner. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I do it to myself. I was saying it towards the end of last season. This is going to shit. You're milking the shit out of every fucking episode. Half these fucking episodes could be crammed in and you could do half the fucking season. Well, Christ almighty, this new episode out of the new season matches that exactly. Fuck. If you haven't seen it, alright, don't bother. jump on. I think I'm done with it. I think I'm now done with it. It was that shit. It was that the shooting is fucking... Look, again, I won't spoil it for anybody, but anybody who wants to interact on this, no problem. Hit me up. I have lots to say on the fucking issue. Because I've invested so much fucking time in these bastards. Because I love me a good fucking zombie movie. I fucking love it. But these bastards, Jesus, lads, you're fucking Rick. I don't know. Coral. It was all a bit fucking much now for my liking. It's all a bit... Jesus Christ. I know I won't fucking annoy you too much more with it. Like I said, the website, you're gonna like it. I like it. I think it looks fucking snazzy. And Gordon, because he's a total fucking legend. And I'm going to do one of his full conspiracy guys ones. I hope he picks me up for the lizard man. The lizard people one. I'm kind of big into that. The North Korea one is gone. I didn't get to fucking do that one. So that's fair enough. Somebody else got to do that one. If you haven't listened to conspiracy guys, set aside 5 hours during your week. Or break it up. Maybe listen to an hour every day. Or whatever during the working week. The lads are fucking brilliant. Gordon has it down to a fucking T, like. There is no stone left unturned when it comes to it. But yeah, do you know what? I'm going to. I put it out earlier for anybody who's listening. I put it out on Instagram and I think Chatty Snaps as well, and maybe even Twitter. I don't know. I'm going to see about questions. People see if they have questions on this. I put it out as like solo podcast this evening. Who has questions? Let's fucking see. Let's go to Twitter. Oh, there's a couple lads. I know nothing about fucking soccer. Jesus, I'm sorry. I should have specified who favorite soccer. Yeah, okay, I know. Yeah, all right. This Steve Kerwin. How you, Steve? Nice fucking picture. That's a nice dog. Is it your dog? Good on you, Steve. It's a fucking class looking dog. I don't know what it is. Steve is in the Republic of Ireland. Fair play to you. Anyway, Steve said, time travelling phone call. You can have a 3-minute convo with yourself at the start of your comedy journey. What would you say? Oh my God, what a good fucking question. Jesus, what would I say? A 3-minute, man, I could get it fucking done in under 30 seconds. Wow, be prepared for fucking lunatics. I could joke about it and say, here, listen, give yourself a fucking limp. Make yourself, I don't know, punch yourself in the fuck. I don't do something, because if you don't, here's the trick, kids, to comedy. Now they say cream always rises to the top, but shit can come up quicker if you have something people can feel sorry about. People want to feel superior to you, like so. If you look like of your full faculties, people don't want to know that. They want a bit of self-deprecation, especially in Ireland. They want it, but I just won't fucking give it. That's not what I find funny. So people tend to stick with. But in the business, I would say, yeah, Steve, I could get it. Like I said, I could get it done in 3 minutes. I would definitely tell myself to box a little more clever at the beginning with the people that matter. Probably start this podcast way fucking earlier, more than anything, so I could actually get my voice out there to people that probably actually fucking matter. Because the problem is, you end up pleasing other comedians for too long, and it's only after a while, and still people are doing it maybe 10-15 years into their career, and you're fucking going, you gotta please to a certain degree. You would love to say that all you have to do is just only please the audience, but the problem is, some bookers and stuff like that, they're kind of in the comedy role, and it's whether they like you. It's not whether you're down to you're fucking any good, you can smash it. So I would have given myself a few pointers of certain people and certain situations to box a little more clever. But I think I've done all right. Like, for 7 years in, I think I've done all right, judging by the scenario. But there's no real book. I'd probably tell myself to give the fuck up and stay the fuck out of my way. There's no real book on this shit. That's the killing thing. Like, there's a book to how to become a doctor. It ain't easy, but there's a fucking book to become a doctor. There's no book on this shit. There isn't, like, you know what I mean? It's like, right, and it's whatever's blowing, fucking whatever way the wind is blowing. That's who the agencies really are going to go after. Like, it depends, if they're looking for more of one thing and less of another thing, that's just how it fucking is. And being funny counts for fucking all. It's not what would you say, a Yeah, it's not a meritocracy. It's not really. It is maybe a little, but it's not really a meritocracy. It's whatever's needed to fill a void. That's what will be fucking coming up. And yeah, I probably, yeah. I mean, I kind of stuck to my guns a small bit. Probably went down a small few fucking hacky routes that I would have steered myself away from certain material, really. There's nothing else I could have done because I don't know how it would have fucking panned out. But like I said, I would have gotten myself to box clever in certain situations. Cleverer in certain situations. And maybe, I don't know. I don't think I've been nasty anywhere to anybody en route. Probably haven't. Or maybe people have seen it that I have. I don't know. But you can't please everybody. But boxing clever in certain situations with certain people probably would be the number one thing. I would be able to be specific, which I can't clearly be on the podcast because then you would be naming names, and fucking I can't throw that down on me. But thanks very much. What a fucking cracking question, Steve. Jesus, that kind of half stumped me. I fucking like it though. That was Twitter. Let's see what's over on t'other ones. Did I? I don't know. I don't think I put it up on Facebook like a thick fucker. Oh, by the way, anybody, if you know Mike Sheridan, he was on 2 episodes ago. He did a brilliant to the new Conor McGregor, the new Conor McGregor movie that's out. He just did an interview with him, and he said, "Do you know what? I'm guessing McGregor has done a bunch of interviews that day, so he had he was banging out the stock answers a little bit at Mike, and Mike wasn't letting him have it off. Like they were, you know what I mean? He was throwing him the good questions, strong stuff, like, you know. It's a 10-11 minutes, but Mike is such an affable fella. Like, if anybody's listening to that episode, you're like, how could you not like that fella? Jesus Christ, what a sound skin. And he lined up this week's fucking guest, actually. So I say this week's guest. I'm this week's guest, lads. Who am I fucking talking? I'm being a prick now. I apologise. I'm trying to half talk to this thing and half look at my fucking phone at the same time. Right. Oh, there's a couple. Again, I know nothing about soccer, lads. Jesus, fair play to you. Ed Dawson. How are you, Edward? Good on you. Ulster Rugby. Fair play to you. Ed Dawson. Let me just see now. Ed Dawson 123 commented, funny rugby stories, please. Jesus Christ, Ed. You're fucking... Fair play to you. I'm trying to think of what's a funny one. There's some fucking nasty ones, like the time one of the lads dislocated his hip. Oh, yeah. If you're of a softer temperament, I'd skip through the next 30 seconds. We were playing. I think it was under 18s. It was down in Dungarvan. Was it Dungarvan? It was somewhere in Waterford. And one of the lads had dislocated his hip. Now, I didn't even think this was medically possible, right? And like I said, go make a cup of tea for the next 30 seconds or whatever, because this next thing will make you fucking want to heave, right? And Jerry had gone down, dislocated his hip. Scrum had gone down. He was second rower. And the paramedics that were there came on. And they were waiting on the ambulance or whatever to come. But the paramedics were there. And they went out and said, you know what? This is open and shut case. We can just close it. But they popped his hip back in, right? And I mean, we all went to the end of the pitch because it was like out in the 22 or whatever. We all went to under the goals just to fucking talk about, all right, look, he's fucked. Let's get on with the game. You know, let's hope he fucking feels better and all the rest of it. But I mean, he was conscious, everything else, and he was just his busted leg. Lads broke their fucking legs. Stuff like that happened. But the next thing, this fucking scream came from Ger that I have never, and I hope we're talking shit that you, like, Walking Dead sound and stuff, like. So bundle him into the back of the yoke and all the rest. It was like, alright, Jesus, it must be sore to get your hip put back in. Fucking hell. Take a fucking couple of toughen the fuck up pills, Ger, will you? But we subsequently found out that basically, Ger, what had happened was, with the shock of the whole system, sometimes you'll all have known about, like, when young lads hit like 13, 14, their testicles drop. They quite literally drop out of the fucking body down into the ball bag, right? And that cavity, that hole, that normally seals up. Well, it didn't for Ger throughout his year. And it's fine. No biggie. That hole normally actually closes up a bit. Well, one of his testicles had actually closed, had gone back up into the fucking system. And whatever fucking way they twisted his hip back into it, it basically closed down on that testicle. It had gone across his pelvis some which way. I don't know. Like, it had crushed a nut, basically, or had fucking smashed against a nut, or something like that internally. When it was being described, now this is like, this is fucking 18 years ago. So I don't have the whole story or the medical facts 100% correct. But all I know is that if it wasn't bad enough to fucking pop a fucking hip out, but they crushed his fucking nut as well. I'm half puking. I'm ready to get sick just fucking even thinking about that. Sorry, Jesus Christ, Ed. I'm sorry. I went down a fucking route there. You asked for a fucking funny story. Funny ones. Fuck me. Who? Yeah, was it a fun? Yeah, it was funny. You asked for fucking funny. See, there's levels of PC without naming names, like, you know what I mean? I'd love if we were actually sitting down having a conversation here, Ed, but I mean, I can't go and just fucking rat out people left, right, and fucking centre. Seeing famous fucking rugby players stumbling out of whorehouses in fucking Wales and stuff. I mean, fucking, yeah. Fucking, yeah, Jesus, I did not realise how stumped I would be without actually seeing you in person. I don't know, come to Lavery's tonight, I'll be able to maybe fill you in on a couple of them. I'm sorry, yeah. Fuck. Oh, I mean, there was that time we were drinking in it was Anthony Foley's bar, God rest him. It was in Limerick. I was playing with Shannon at the time. And a guy who went on to play with Ireland, his nickname was Mushy. You'll understand if you saw him. He was like 6'5", 6'6", and his fighting weight was 23 stone. 23 stone. That's 14 pounds per stone for the American or the British people who are... of course, you'd know what stone is. Yeah, he was a fucking mountain. Mushy was weird in that he didn't look big because you thought he was closer to you. You know what I mean? His perspective, he was perfectly like... His head was massive. Like, he didn't look like a bloke who was blown up from being in the gym or eating a lot. He just looked like a normal sized person, closer to you in perspective than he actually was. Do you know what I mean? He was just a massive human. Like, he'd eat everything out of the fucking fridge. He could smoke fags all day long and still get on with fucking playing a game of rugby. And to the point that he became professional. I think he played for Sale. He definitely played for Munster, and I think he played for Connacht and stuff. He got games with Ireland because the guy was just so phenomenally strong. He jacked it in actually for the coolest reason ever. Injury, all right, was catching up on him, but he jacked it in, I think, because the crack was gone out of it. Like, there's no fucking crack. I think he went back plumbing. Now, if you saw the size of this man's hands, I don't know how he went back plumbing or how he even started fucking plumbing, because this man was only meant for building trailers, you know what I mean, agricultural sized trailers. Like, his hands were so... There's no way this man's fitting your sink. Not a hope. He'd break off both sides of it if you fucking tried to. But apparently he went back plumbing. So Mushy, if you are listening, feel free to get in contact and put me right. But there was a night we were in Axel Foley's bar, and it was a lock-in, of course, and we were fucking flaming. Actually, I have another one on him, and I'll move quickly on to the next question. And you know the brass bar that'd be around the bar for actually standing on? And then there was another one. Oh, fuck, I have a ton now, actually, but nasty ones too. Ball bags and drinks and stuff like that. Fuck, we go down a rabbit hole. This could be a whole podcast in itself. But whatever way he was holding it, he started fucking roaring laughing. Now, there was another brass bar, like, around the top of the bar for holding on to. And whatever way he started roaring laughing, I just said something fucking stupid. And he fell backwards and caught a hold of the fucking bar to catch himself. But at 23 stone, with that kind of power too in his arms, he ripped the entire fucking bar. Like, there must have been 7 or 8 little elbow brackets holding it into the bar. He ripped every one of them out. The thing hinged at the end because it was essentially a pipe, and just went flying, like nearly cut the nose off a bunch of people that were actually leaning up against the other end of the bar. And just fucking knocking drinks, the whole lot. This just fucking, and just shot up straight up through the ceiling. Blew up fucking floorboards. There was people living upstairs. Fucking blew up. Like, we're talking fucking 4-5 meters, which is like fucking 12 to 15 foot of fucking brass pipe. 2.5 inch brass pipe just went flying through some of these fucking floorboards. Like, just cut straight up through it like a fucking knife. He fell back on his ass and he was like, fuck. I won't lie, the story probably doesn't do it justice, but can you imagine actually being in that scenario and being steaming drunk and seeing it, and he's sitting there just smiling at you with his big massive hands, and the thing is sticking. Absolute carnage has just happened in the last 4 seconds. It was one of the funniest moments I've ever fucking been involved in. Also, yeah, no, I'll move on. Do you know what? Another day. There'll be no fucking. They will never get to the end of this fucking podcast. But yeah, sorry, Ed, that there weren't more funny ones there. I wasn't prepared. I was fucking so many other people involved. Some fucking Belen jumping. I love your content. If you fancy it, fuck off podcast. Is from Sharon Best. Sharon, I believe you're up north as well. Fair play to you, Sharon. You've been following for a while. Good on you. If you've ever dressed up for Halloween, what's your favourite costume you've done? I don't know how long people listen to this have been following me on Facebook and stuff, but I was only ever good at shit ones, and then I met herself, and she's like next level fucking stuff. I can't just fucking bang on a costume. It's got to be ridiculous, like. And I did. I don't like busted faces and stuff like that. I have one, alright. It's made out of fucking horse hide. It's this fucking kind of Road Warrior style fucking. No, it's not. It's Conan the Barbarian style fucking costume. It's the most like anybody who's seen it has gone, alright, that's completely over the top, but it's ridiculously fucking badass. But thankfully, Sharon, I do, in my job with acting and shit like that, I get to dress up an awful lot, and I get to dress up. I did. Do you know what? In all the cool shit I've gotten to wear, and I've gotten to wear some cool Halloween stuff and all the rest, but one of the most fun things, because of the gross reaction it got out of people, wasn't for Halloween at all. It was last year. I did a show for RTE I was on an episode of a TV show called Bridge to Name, and it was in the second series, and I just played the local neighbour. It's set in the 80s, it's a bit retro and all the rest of it, and it's a tongue-in-cheek silliness of Ireland in the 80s, and I played the neighbour, the probably overzealous neighbour called Paddy de Pervert, right? D-E pervert. It's French, apparently. And I was clearly a pervert. And it said, there was no, like, Jason, who's the director, who directed me when I was on Republic of Telly with Damo and Ivor, was like, Tom, go into the costume department, you pick out what you want, and come back to me and see what it's like. And I had, like, this nasty-ass jumper, and they had like a shirt and trousers and stuff. I was like, no. The jumper, yes. The jumper was ugly V-neck, from the 80s with like a shitty design on it and stuff. I said, yes, but I no shirt. Nothing is creepier than a man in a V-neck fucking woolly jumper with a hairy chest sticking out over it. No shirt, right? He's like, okay, I like where we're going with this. And the trousers, they fucking fit. Granted, they were kind of weird kind of slacks from the 80s, but we need ones that are way too big. I need to pull the waist up to like my fucking chest. He was like, oh, I like where this is going. And he let me unzip the fly and tucked the belt back through to kind of look like a dick. I was like, oh, fuck. And I wish my hair was a little longer, because I kind of got the gig like only a week or two out. Had my hair been a little longer, I could have grown a proper mullet for it. Because I totally would have, like, even though it was only one episode I was on, but they were like, go for it, Tom. So they let me pick my moustache as well. So I picked this little skinny moustache. And even though my hair was quite tight, I spotted a rat's tail, the little plaited rat's tail thing. So they tied that in with glue and all. They tied it in to look like the real deal. Oh, look, go onto my Instagram. I definitely stuck them up in relative recent times because I came across them. Like there's in the episode, apparently I shit in the pool. I'm a nasty fucking bastard basically. But that was my most fun because Sharon, who plays Concepta on it, was just hard. Like to say, she goes, Tom, I can't even fucking sit across and eat lunch with you. You're creeping me out that much. And I was like, why do I like that so much? Why am I enjoying fucking? I got to fucking put on loads of fucking cool costumes and shit. Well, for some reason, I'm taking more pleasure from this than anything else. Creeping everybody out. I think that says a lot more about me than it does about anything else. I'm clearly a born to be fucking weirdo. But to answer your question, Sharon, that was my favourite costume of all time. Thank you very much for that question. God, I'm getting fucking very boring with the way there's a few, right, there is a few on chatty snaps, I think. One of my mates actually, I think he was only dicking about Senna. He's in hospital getting fucking blood tests done. He was like, hey, what was this one? Pod question: how badly do you want to go on a zombie killing spree or hipsters? You know what? Hipsters, hipsters, I don't know what a hipster really is. I mean, I got fucking, my sister slagged me off. She's like, you're such a hipster. And I think she's missing the point. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's not missing the point. Maybe I'm a bit fucking hipster that I like to hunt and stuff. Like, and actually fucking make my own. But I'm making the cooking videos kind of ironically. I'm not meant to be fucking. This is how you go back to basics, okay? I don't give a fuck what anybody does. But it's like, that's the only thing I probably do. I don't wear fucking hemp fucking socks or anything like. But yeah, as far as going on a spree of killing, no. Because if the zombie apocalypse ever broke out, those would be the first people I would want, because they're so passive. They tend to just go with the fucking, hey man, and just get their faces eaten off. So at least they're good fodder to go out ahead. So no, I wouldn't. I could definitely deal with a zombie apocalypse. The only thing is, though, I'm starting to get into the podcast. Do you know, I'm starting to really enjoy podcasting and stuff. Nobody will be around to listen to. I suppose I could still do it. Technically, I don't physically. Well, I know how many downloads roughly there are every week, but like this week, there might be none. Highly unlikely, because the numbers have been going up. But yeah, I suppose I could still record the podcast. Or just talk into like a fucking toilet roll insert. Because this is more therapy for me than anything else. But so yeah, I think I would be ready for a zombie apocalypse somewhat. I think I have been. Well, I'm getting fucking soft in my old age. I fucking am. Even though I know people are going, yeah, but you're going shooting pheasants. It's like, yeah, but lots of people do that. And lots of people eat chicken. I just happen to go to the source. By the way, the progress on the turkeys. Did I mention the turkeys? I think I did a couple of weeks back. The turkeys are fucking flying it. They've made friends with the chickens and all the rest, but I don't want to get too attached to them, because clearly you know why I got turkeys. I got turkeys for Christmas so that they can be the Christmas turkeys, and they don't just fucking, you know, they don't offer up their throat essentially, or they don't, you know, die of old age, or, you know, do away with themselves. You have to do the fucking job yourself. So I'm not going to document that too hard, but I actually, you know, I'm not going to fucking Instagram the fucking killing of the turkeys, but I am definitely going to fucking Instagram the before and after, and maybe a little in between, because, and if people don't like it, don't fucking click like on it, unfollow me. But it's, you know, realistic. I was talking today with like some of the Pantonians, and they were a little on, even though Richie, he knows me, he knows my shit, like, he's like, yeah, this is a bit of a fucking roughneck, like, but they were asking about the turkey situation, it was like, or the hunting situation, and in fairness to Samantha, she was like, you could tell this was like first time fucking hearing this stuff, but in fairness, she played it cool, she was like, no, well, you know, and if you're, you know, but one or two of the others was like, oh, Jesus. So, of course, I ramped it up to fucking 11. It's like, yeah, blood all over your face, and it's like fucking, so I think, yeah, the zombie one. Maybe the zombie one, so yeah. Yeah, no, I'd leave the hipsters off. I mean, look, they're making good beer these days. Do you know what I mean? They're making good fucking beer. Right, let's see what's on the old chatty snaps. Could be just fucking... Alright, this... Yeah, fucking hell. Why have somebody said... Oh yeah, I was on Damo... Like, Damo and Ivor was on telly on Monday night. And it was also on... Yeah, I was on Monday night, and... the ghost hunting show that I did for TV3 a couple of years back repeated again. It was on, so it was weird to be getting Snapchats off people that were, I didn't fucking know I was on, that these programs are on, but it was weird to be getting Snapchats. It's cool. It's actually cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are like, hey, sorry for. It's like, don't be fucking apologising to tell me I'm on telly. I chose to be in this business, so you're more than welcome to tell me when you see me on telly, or come up and say fucking hello to me anytime. Like, it's not fucking whatever. But yeah, the two of them were on being trucked out last night, but for some reason a lot of people are sending me loads of pictures of it today. Like one or two lads now have sent me more than I acknowledge they saw it. Get, you know, not going to name names or, but I get it. All right, so why a load of people are sending me pictures of the British Bake Off. I never once mentioned that I like the British Bake Off. I don't know what that's about. Oh, so, and somebody just went, how do I find your podcast? In answer, send me a picture of a drink. How do I find your podcast? You know what? I'll Snapchat you back as to how you do. Just people saying hello. A lot of people saying hello. Somebody had asked a question on this somewhere. What's better? Okay. This is from Colin Murray 116. Good man, Colin. who's better, funnier, Johnny B or Johnny Smacks? The two boys. I know Smacks listens to the podcasts. I don't know if Johnny does. Johnny B does. I've known Johnny B longer. How do I answer that? Cullum. What am I going to say? Do you know what? There is no one without the other. They're like Laurel and Hardy. They're like Neo and the other fella, Lawrence Fishburne's character. You can't separate them. It's like asking who your favourite child is. I mean, man, we all have a favourite child, right? They both bring their own thing. It was like the Unbelievables back in the day. John Kenny was an awesome writer. I mean, Johnny B is originally the musician from as far as I can tell, but then like there's legitimacy, and he makes the Hurleys, but then there's legitimacy because Smacks, in fairness, did play county. Do you know what I mean? He did play county, like, so fuck it, I mean, no, better, I don't know. Smacks is a good fucking rapper, in fairness to him. Johnny B is a fucking cracking singer with amazing hair. Smacks has fucking outstanding ankles. Not that I'm into fashion in any way myself, and you will never catch me with my ankles out unless my trousers have shrunk or something, or in some kind of dare. Once and once only, you can find online me wearing skinny jeans. It was for Spin 103 back in the day, when Cormac Moore, the bastard, I think we talked about it on a couple of podcasts ago, he had this weekly thing where he was allowed to dare me to do anything fucked up, and it was where I did Pilates wearing skinny jeans. But going back to that, the question, there is no better one. There is no greater, there is no lesser. It's like yin and yang. The two boys are fucking outstanding. The two Johnnies. Johnny B, in fairness, Smacks, if you wanna, I mean, Johnny B is kind of leading because he got me about 600 extra fucking followers on Snapchat. But Smacks, you know, I'm just saying, not saying that I like Johnny B more, but I'm just saying he did kind of do me a fucking bit of a shout out. So if you fancy it, Smacks, I know you're probably listening. Just, you know, if you just want to sweeten old Tom here. The lads will be back on, of course, again, because the crack was too fucking 90 there. And I think I have a feeling we're going to fucking collab on something. I think we'll fucking definitely collab on something. So, Cullum, there is no greater one. And you know that. You knew that before you even wrote that question. There is no greater or better one. They're both fucking fantastic, the two chaps. So, I'll Snapchat you back to say that this has been answered and listen to the fucking podcast. Listen, you beautiful fucking bunch of people who I won't keep you any longer. You've all got jobs to do. We're nearly an hour in. You've listened to me flap my gums. Gigs wise, like I said, the two major ones coming up with Buckshot are the 17th in Tala, which I know is almost sold out. So if you do feel like it, come along, Snapchat me your journey. Feel free to Snapchat me. Follow me on all of them. Tom Bear O'Mahony on Snapchat. Instagram is Tomomahonycomedy. Facebook Tomomahonycomedy. Email me, tweet me, whatever. You'll probably have seen this one way or the other. I'm very easy to find through Twitter and all the rest of it. The next one, if you have any London-based friends, send them to me at the Museum of Comedy, Leicester Square Theatre on November 25th. You'll find it pretty easy if you type in Tom O'Mahony London to November 25th. I'll be over there for the week beforehand, gigging all around the city, kind of promoting the show anyway. Other than that, do you know what? You'll see me tonight if you come to Lavery's Belfast. You'll see me tomorrow night, Thursday, if you come to the International Comedy Club in Dublin. And you'll see me Friday and Saturday in Chaplin's Comedy Club, also in Dublin. Gigs for next week, sure, I'll fill you in them, lads. Don't you be fucking worrying too much. Other than that, thank you very, very much. Share the podcast. Tell all your friends about it. Very glad you could listen. And catch you next week. Good luck.